Aloha, Ohana. I'd like to make a video showing how you can make these EconTok videos. And so to do that, I am I'm recording this on Zoom. And what I did is I opened up Zoom and I hit record. It's simple as that. And I have a few things prepared in the background. When you're making your video, you want to figure out what you're going to say first. I get everything in order. And then I've made a PowerPoint presentation that I can play in the background that you can use whatever tools you want. You might have something else you want to do, but that's okay. This is what I did. It's really simple. I opened up to prepare for this little EconTalk presentation. I went to Google News and I put in Thailand plus preferences. And it should give me and it gave me a bunch of things on here. And I like the idea of traveling. And so I ended up picking Saudi's traveler winter preferences highlight Thailand and Southeast Asia's growing appeal. But that sounds like an interesting article. And so I pulled that up. Maybe if there's a graph I want to show, I went to Google Images and I like this graph. I ended up not using it, but that's okay. In this article, it talks about how it is from the Travel Daily News for Asia Pacific. And it talks about how tourists from Saudi Arabia, or more tourists from Saudi Arabia, are traveling to Thailand and Southeast Asia. And it gives a few reasons. Well, it talks about how there's a 33.6% increase in international flights. That's useful, but also the airfare rates are lower, that much lower. And so when we get to the section that we talk about elasticities, this article would have applied for that. But when we're talking about utility maximizations, there's a lot of economic principles we can talk about in here. Why are Thailand and Southeast Asia preferred places? There's a lot of things for travelers from, say, Saudi travelers, Egypt, Pakistan, India leading the way. And some of these preferences, including cultural, leisure, and experiences. There's a lot of these historic landmarks, scenic vistas. There's good food, and Thailand has amazing food. But there's all the family-friendly attractions. These are some of the reasons why they talk about it, and so those are things that increase utility of people. They also talk about lowering costs and things like visa-free entry. And I made a little PowerPoint presentation. Let's take a look at it. Oh, let me swap ways. So in chapter 2, we talk about marginal utility or price is really the bang for buck that you get for something. And you can get there if you have really good attractions, if you increase the type of amenities that are available to tourists. If you look at, let's see, where's the draw? If this is the marginal utility over price, if a tourist gets 100 euros and it costs 10, whatever that is, that gives you a total yield of 10. What happens if you increase the amenities? If you double the amount of amenities that they have, your tourist is going to get a lot more bang for buck. And so you go from a value of 10 to 20. That means you'll see a higher number of more consumers flocking towards that. Now, that's one way how you can increase this. But that's not the only way. Another way that you can, let me clear this out. If you start off right here, if you make things less expensive, if you go from 10 down to 5, that's another way that will give you this value of 20, a higher value. You go from 10 to 20. That means you have more consumers, you get bigger bang for buck, you have more consumers going there. You can do that, but if you lower the visa entry requirements, make it visa free, that's not all costs are monetary in nature. And so if you're thinking about where you're going to go on your vacation, you could go to Thailand or you can go to the Bahamas, but the Bahamas require some big visa. I'm just making this up as an example, but Thailand doesn't. All things being equal, that would be a lower cost to go to Thailand in that type of a scenario. And so if you want to increase the number of customers you have, think about the bang for buck that they're getting and how you can maximize what they have. Okay, well, so now we looked at a couple we looked at a way how we can look at the equimarginal principle, the bang for buck margin, the utility over price. We found an application of it with Saudi tourists that are traveling to Thailand and Southeast Asia. What I hope you get from this activity is as you spend a little bit of time thinking about these economic principles and seeing how they apply in real world applications, that you'll learn these principles better. And in developing this content, also as you have this content developed, your classmates, they'll have the ability to, as they see the content that you create, they will also learn these principles better and see all these amazing ways that you can apply economic principles to enrich your lives and gain new perspectives that will enable you to make better decisions to bless not only your life, but everybody who falls within your sphere of influence. Okay, well, anyway, I'm looking forward to this semester and the many amazing things that you will produce, the content that you're going to be creating this semester. Please let me know if you have any questions as you work throughout this, and I'll be happy to give you support, or you can talk to my TAs so we can help you with this as well.